You are listening to Directions from a Spiritual Tour Guide podcast. I am your host, Shanel Scott. I'm a psychic medium and energy healer who has been supporting those on a spiritual journey for over a decade. I'm your tour guide into the world of the unknown, showing you that the magic of the universe is at your fingertips. I believe spirituality is simple and fun, and this podcast will make it easily accessible, giving you the real talk on all things divine and spiritual, helping you to step into the flow. Manifesting your dreams because we all deserve to be living our best life. Are you ready for an adventure? Hello, sunshines, and welcome to another episode of Directions from a Spiritual Tour Guide podcast. My name is Shanel. I am your spiritual tour guide and your host. Welcome back. We took a little break for the holidays. Both Christmas and New Year's fell on the Monday, so I thought it was a great opportunity to take a little break. But we are starting off the year with the themes of 2024. I always record a 2024 or New Year energy forecast. I do it every single year. It is my New Year's Eve tradition, spending the time recording that for all of you and then doing my own personal one as well. But it is a labor of love and it always tells me so much. And this year there were some really predominant themes and I thought we should just, explore that a little bit today. There are three main things that were coming up that I would like to talk about today and just kind of go a little deeper into. These are all themes that are important to the year and the energy. And when you can embrace those things that I am going to talk about, they will help you to move through the year with a little more ease and grace, and embracing the energy instead of fighting up against the energy. The big theme this year that seemed to be predominant across all the months was this piece of self-care and honoring the self. We have really transformed through society, and again, as I even start to talk about it, I always need to just address this piece of, there is a lot of belief systems out there. And we definitely went through this phase of, you took care of everybody else. Like you were polite and you did things and you said yes. And there was a way to act in your manners and blah, blah, blah. But then also there came this piece of like taking care of ourselves is selfish, which is total BS. But there somewhere along the line, somebody decided that if we do things that are self-care related, that we're being indulgent and selfish. But that energy has definitely shifted, and there is a huge awakening to the importance of self-care and how much we need it to take care of ourselves. But also kind of, I would say, like a redefining of that. It is not about, being like over the top. It doesn't have to be extravagant to be indulgent, to fill ourselves up. Taking a hot bath is indulgent, but it's necessary as well to get clean. And we wouldn't think of that as an extravagance. Whereas, renting a private jet and jet setting off to a private island and blah, 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 that's extravagant. And that's not necessarily self-care. So it's the way that it is viewed that often like shifts and kind of skews things a little bit. So we're talking about good old self-care, the way that we take care of our own body and our soul. And this goes beyond kind of the care of like getting rest and nourishing our body and taking time to do things that are caring, like maybe go to a yoga class or meditate or spend time with friends. It goes beyond that and goes to really a piece of honoring, like how you're being treated. Are you being honored? Are you being respected? And are you continuing to spend time with people that don't honor and respect you? Honoring what you need. It's okay to say no to someone that you can't help them or do something for them because you don't have the capacity. Whether that's financial or physical or emotional, if you don't have the capacity, you just kindly say no. You don't even need an excuse. No is really, it's a full sentence. We can just say no. And we don't have to have guilt for not doing that thing that we didn't want to do anyways. That is honoring. That is taking time to honor ourselves. And I think we've been just caught up in that for so long, where we've been told just to hold our tongue and be quiet and be seen and not heard and blah, blah, blah. But the reality is, why are we going to spend time with people that don't respect and honor us? Why are we going to spend time doing things that don't honor us? If we are working a job that doesn't pay us enough for the things that we do, it's time to get another job or to ask for a raise or do less things. And I'm not telling you to shake up the world. You don't need to rock the boat, but you do need to stand up for yourself. And I have really seen this in so many people already in the last handful of weeks. This piece of honoring. One of the things that I've really talked about with so many people is this place of boundaries. And Prentice Hemphill says that boundaries are the distance between loving you and loving me simultaneously. And when I read that the first time, it hit home so hard. Like, boundaries, we automatically, again, we have this knee-jerk reaction that boundaries are bad. Boundaries are like jail. Boundaries are like being mean to people. But the reality is no, it's not. And if you don't have boundaries, you're probably being mean to yourself. Boundaries are about love. It is about loving yourself. And that is part of this theme. Self-love, self-care is like of the utmost importance. Love yourself and put an arm's length between you and someone who does not treat you with love and respect. It's simple. I know, maybe not, but yes, it is. Loving ourselves means taking care of ourselves, loving ourselves unconditionally, and all of that, the work that we do inside to really love ourselves, then trickles outward. Because when we love ourselves, again, that's not arrogant, it's not selfish, it's beautiful. When we love ourselves, then we can open our heart to love others in a way that is more unconditional, in a way that is honoring of both you and me. Instead of attracting where we are. When we don't love ourselves, we attract something that pushes that button. Either aggravates it or amplifies it or mirrors it. And none of those things are things you want to do. So when we love ourselves, we attract relationships. And that's not just romantic relationships, my friends. That is also our friendships. It is our job. It is where we live. All of those things. It reflects outwards. It is so important to be mindful of. Self-love, self-care, honoring yourself, taking care of yourself. That is big, big, big this year. Like really, really, really big. Now, the other two kind of piggyback each other, and I think, of course, they're all connected anyways, but they do definitely piggyback each other. The next one I want to talk to you about is intuition. This theme has been coming up for a little while, and there has been definitely a huge awareness that in 2024, listening to our intuition is a really key component in moving through the year. And again, this has been coming up for quite some time now. It is definitely like come to the surface in the fact that we really have to listen to this connection. we really have to honor this connection. And everyone is intuitive. It's just a matter of how you tap into it and your capacity to tap into it, your skill set to tap into it. Some people are just more gifted in the way that they can access their intuition than others are. This year, it's about really trusting our intuition and listening to our intuition. And I'm just going to caveat a bit because this really plays into the third theme, which is being present and actually listening. So they all go together. I'm just going to rant on about it now. When we are truly, truly present in the here and the now, we become aware of so many more things. We become aware of those intuitive nudges. We become aware of the feelings and emotions that come up. We become aware of the messages that we are receiving. In this place, we become able to receive and hopefully listen carefully enough to then take action on what we are receiving. There is this thing that keeps coming up, which is we are getting messages and we're going, no, I don't like the answer. I'm not going to listen to it. And let me tell you, that's not going to get you anywhere. The messages are coming through for a reason. And no, we are not always going to like what the universe has to say. You see this all the time. But I love him or I love her. Great. They are not your soulmate. They are not your twin flame. They are not your person. I'm sorry. And you can see the red flags if you stopped glittering them. But some people just don't want to listen. And I would say again that it's a skill to be able to actually tune in and actually listen to the messages that we're receiving. But this is really important. The universe is giving you everything that you need in this moment to achieve your dreams going forward. The universe is giving you all the messages that you need to find clarity and direction on your spiritual path. Sometimes those messages are little nudges, small gut feelings. Sometimes those messages are a huge smack upside the head. But they are there. And when we're distracted by worry and stress and, this happened and gossip and drama, then we miss the messages that are coming through. But when we get still and when we get present, when we are connected to the divine, when we are connected to people that are there to hear us and to hold space for us, we begin to see things in a very different way. We see the clarity, the direction, the nudges, the messages, all the beauty that is there waiting for us when we get present. So you can see where self-care plays into all of this, right? Self-care, self-love, and self-honoring. Because when we're taking care of ourselves, then it's easier to be present. Our nervous system's regulated. We're rested and nourished. It's easier to be present when we're not stressed and worried or dysregulated. We're not spinning. We find ways to tap into ourselves and listen to the messages rather than spiraling out of control in the chaos. The energy this year has sped up. And these messages, these themes are here to help you navigate that in the smoothest way possible. So, I hope that you have been able to absorb these themes and why they are important. If you have not gone to watch that 2024 energy forecast, jump over to my social and check it out. It's on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Go and see it. Go listen, go hear. It's all the little videos are really short. You don't have to listen to them all at the same time. Maybe just one at a time and go through them and just listen for yourself, and you'll be able to hear these themes coming up. But you'll also get a head start on what the energies are you're supposed to expect this year. I love that they're always broken down into little month clips, and that way you can also go back and listen to that clip before the first of the month to kind of get a refresh on what's happening. As always, I'm incredibly grateful to have this platform and to be able to share with you, to give you the real talk on all things spiritual and divine, and to allow you to feel a little bit of the magic that is the wisdom of the universe that is here to help you and guide you and make life as smooth and as easy as possible. So I hope you can embrace those themes. As I said, I hope you go and watch the 2024 energy forecast. If you can do a little energy exchange with me, I would greatly appreciate it. Give me a review on the podcast. I'd greatly appreciate that. That goes a long, long way. Or maybe just share this with somebody else that needs to hear it. Any kind of energy exchange is always greatly appreciated. Thank you. From my heart and soul to yours. Until the next time. Bye now.